Disobedience to Justice.
The piece of cloth, made in Ambazonia, became more than just a garment. It transformed into a symbol of a call for recognition, worn proudly by Ambazonians and their allies worldwide. It carried a message.
And that is the pride of Ambazonia. I want to find out from you, are you available where Ambazonia's pride is being reckoned and recorded? Well, you are welcome once again to our program, our Amba History. And in our Amba History today, I will continue to bring to your knowledge a document that I told you I started reading that document some time ago, which was written by the student of Ambazonia addressing La République du Cameroon concerning the deceit which they have deceived the people of Ambazonia in part, and of course have totally and completely deceived the Francophone, that is La République du Cameroon. Because as I told you, La République du Cameroon is a land, a nation that does not know its left from its right, because the French education taught them not to reason, but just to kind of cram and copyright what they cannot substantiate. I'm going to read an article here, which I just got a few days ago. I found it very interesting. Before I go back to our students' write up concerning the fake 20th May, let me just read this article that somebody sent to me. He sent it on today, Monday 10th. That was on Monday this week. He said today, Monday 10th July 2023, marks the exactly 104 years of the former British Cameroons still under foreign domination or alien rule, contrary to the United Nations Charter Article 76B, which inter alia was to promote the political, economic, social, and educational advancement of the inhabitants of the Trust Territories and for their progressive development toward self-government or independence as may be appropriate to the particular circumstances of each territory and its people concerned, and as may be provided by the terms of each trusteeship agreement. Now I continue to say, and resolution 1514 of 14th December 1960, which prescribed the unconditional granting of independence to all trust territories. The United Kingdom, the AA signed the TT from the League of Nations on the 20th of July 1919. And secondly, on the 13th of December 1946, from the United Nations to prepare it for independence, according to Article 76B of and Resolution 1514 of 14 December 1960, cited above. The United Kingdom, as the AA administering authorities, okay, that's the meaning, was constrained by Article 13 or Article 1300 and Article, what is this? 1, 3, 6, and 7 of, okay, Article 1 to 3, 6, and 7 of the Trusteeship Agreement of 13 December 1946 to administer the trusteeship territory. Okay, the TT meant for trusteeship territory following the rule of unity, but this was not respected by the United Kingdom, the administering authority. Now it goes on to say Article 75 and 81 of the United Nations Charter empower the United Nations as the boss of all trust territories. So the British Cameroons under the United Kingdom administration was not their possession or colony, but simply a trust and an old existing territory with a charter history created on the 10th of December, sorry, the 10th of July, 1919. The League of Nations Resolution 224, Article 111 of November 1948 was adopted, protecting each territory from annexation by either the administering authority or any other state. So after the whole world abandoned the UN Charter, and each pursuing her interest, the Russians Ukraine war now reminded the world leaders to, to now go back to the United Nations Charter, to go back to the United Nations Charter. So it is obvious we are going to benefit if the world leaders revert to the UN Charter. Well, this is a write-up that somebody is writing. Biya embraced France during the Ibrahim Momo versus Biya interview, where he naively revealed they have struggled to assimilate the Anglophones and cultural differences made it difficult. So France sensing that embarrassment in Paris, knew if Biya were allowed to talk, he could embarrass them again. So they simply advised to go mute, that is, pretending he was in an advanced stage of dementia. You see the game France is playing. So the world is not sleeping. People are gradually but sincerely and frankly getting to understand the old tricks of the devil that Biya has been playing with France, or that France has been playing with Biya. Remember when he talked so elaborately in Abraham Momo Moore, I'm calling him Momo, Abraham Moore conference, he spoke very gallantly and very clearly, only for him to suddenly become mute and could not talk again. You know why? Because they discovered that if they allow this fellow to be talking, then they will be in trouble, because he will talk everything that is supposed to be known and supposed to be heard by the international community. So what did France do? France now quickly got up and made sure that Biya become a deaf man, a dumb man, and also promoted his dementia to be very, very high, so that he should not tell anybody, or should not tell the world, the plan that France has been having since they started making games to take over our territory, Ambazonia. My dear friends, we are getting there. I want to let you know that the Ambazonian history is very interesting, very, very interesting. And because of its interest, would like you to just stay back and enjoy this very important, but important, how do I call it? History. Yes. Stay back and enjoy this important history of Ambazonia. Let's go. Look around. Now you and Thank you very much, Reverend Sama, and welcome back, fellow Ambazonians, after that musical pause. After that musical pause, we are going to go right back into our history. Remember, I told you that in our history programs, we need to really inform Ambazonians to know where they are coming from and what is going on. We all know that the League of Nations handing over to United Nations, at that time, the people of the world had a little sense, or let me call it feelings, for human beings, and were sympathetic. At that time, the time of the devil to harass the whole world, as is written in the scriptures, was a little bit far. But the Bible tells us that when we shall be getting towards the end time, men shall be lovers of themselves more than lovers of God. And a proof that you love yourself is when you don't care for humanity around you. The love for humanity has waxen cold in the hearts of so many people, and the devil has taken over. I must call it, I say the devil has taken over, because when you look around the entire world today, you will suddenly discover that a lot of people don't care about what is happening to their next door neighbor. And this is very sad, very sad, that wickedness has kind of taken over. Yes, wickedness has kind of taken over the hearts of men. And what was good is now bad, and what was evil is now good. What we used to notice as injustice is almost being called justice. From the article I first read, the writer or the person who is reporting is saying that they are hoping that United Nations will go back to its articles and its chapters in order to correct some of the wrongs that they have made. And these wrongs that they have made is as a result of the corruption that is right now in the world. Because if you don't know, I want to let you know that the whole world is absolutely corrupt. I mean, absolutely corrupt. And the corruption has not only ended in the area of economy, it has also transcended into the social well-being of human beings. Many things are happening which a lot of people are shocked because of those things happening. But if you are reading this Bible and you know God and Jesus has made you a king and a priest unto God, you'll not be very surprised. Yes, you'll be shocked, but you'll not be very surprised, because some of the things before they happen, you already know about it. There is a great talk now about transgender, LGBTQ, and so on, the gay and the lesbians and so on. It has been there in the scripture more than 2,000 years ago. It was only waiting for its time to be manifested. And I think that this is the time that is actually manifesting. Why is it manifesting now? Because the devil is getting little openings, and getting closer for Jesus to come and take his people away. And the world is being orientated in such a way that they think that better will come tomorrow. No, sir. We are going to see worse and worse things until the Church of Jesus Christ, that is a light into the world, is taken out of the way. And then there will be a lot of chaos that will be going on. Now, I was saying that if you look at the social media, you see confusion. A few days ago, I watched a certain clip in the social media where a young man who grew up as a man felt that he was a woman and went to the doctors and requested that, some hormones should be injected into him, and they injected hormones, and he developed breast. And eventually, according to the medical doctor who was announcing it, they said that along the way, this young man met Jesus, or Jesus met him. And when Jesus met him, he now had to go back to the theater to ask for the reverse. And I pray that Jesus will meet so many homosexuals and so many lesbians and transgenders to know that there is a creator, confront them one after the other, especially as they are mocking and refusing to accept and acknowledge the creator. Well, in our history, we ought to tell you some of these things, because uh, even though the governments of La République du Cameroon are pretending as if homosexuality, lesbianism, and LGBTQ is not found there, but that is actually what they are practicing, and they practice more than that. They even go ahead to practice bestiality, that's sleeping with animals, having an animal, having a sex with an animal as you are having with another woman, a man with a woman, and a woman with a man. That's what they have. The devil has made human beings to descend. They have descended into worse than animals. Because I'm told that there are a kind of animals that have been studied, like the dove. The dove in life has only one husband and one wife. That is in animals, as the what do they call them? They have studied and have made some of us lay people to know. But look at human beings that are created in the image of God. They have condescended and gone so low that they cannot even obey their own laws. What they put to guide them, they can't even obey it. The quest and the question of Ambazonia is not a story that is just grabbed on the air or picked up on the streets. It's something that many of the actors, they know exactly what is going on. They know it. But because of wickedness that is built in their hearts, and this wickedness is because they have rejected the Creator. They have rejected the heart of flesh and have accepted a stony heart. Just like I am talking for God, on God's behalf, and on the part of God, so also we have some of these demonic people who are propagating an agenda that is for the devil, because God can come down in person, but he will not come because he is a principled God. So also, the devil, first of all, has no authority that he can come in person, but because of God's laid down principle, the devil cannot manifest physically as a devil. He must use a terrestrial body. That means a physical body. Just like the Holy Ghost is using a physical body, so also the devil is using a physical body. And to whom you yield yourself to as a master, that is the person you will work for. And so many people who love God but have yielded to the devil. And that's why we are here, to let you know that most of the activities you are carrying out, which are not of your likeness, is because you have handed over to the devil. And if you choose today to hand over to the creator of the universe, God Almighty himself, through his son Jesus Christ, there will be a transformation. Just like I told you of the clip I watched of a homosexual, somebody who became a transgender. He now went back to the doctors to remove the silicone and the how do you call them, the hormones, and make him to become a normal male human being as God created him. You see the confusion? Now, like I said, the confusion is not only in this social system, the confusion also is going to what they call gain of function, in order to profit you, a mortal man. I was listening to a testimony of a young man who met the Lord Jesus Christ, how the devil told him that even if you die physically, you become immortal, and you will continue your life. What a lie! What a lie! What a big lie! Well, dear friends, I said, let me just uh, talk to you concerning the to talk to you concerning our history that is actually written, but I felt that I should buttress it with this write up, which is still history, because many people don't know and they are grouping in darkness. Unfortunately, many of us have followed francophones, which is a very sad thing.
Every time I look around, now you are the see. Every time I turn around, now you are the feel. Jesus, you said I be a picking, no. Jesus, you said your love will cover me. Every time I look around, now you are the see. Every time I look around, now you are the feel. Abba Father, you know me, you know my name. Abba Father, yeah, you know me, you know my.
That is our joy and our pride that the Father, the creator of the heavens and the earth, knows Ambazonia. The United Nations, in their records, they know Southern Cameroons, which is Ambazonia. They know it. And they know everything that we are talking about. I was watching ABC News and I saw the two maps that were handed over to Paul Biya, whom France suddenly made him to become dumb and deaf and dumb and mute so that he should not reveal more of the plans that France has been using him to do. If Macron and the slave owners knew that their slave boy was going to go to this particular program and then report them, they would never have allowed him to attend that program with Mo Abraham. And because they actually discovered that, well, he had already released the cat out of the bag, they now decided to play a fast one, not knowing that we are not La Republique du Cameroon. No, we are very different. Ambazonians are very wise, very intelligent, very innovating, very initiating. And so we quickly picked it up. The signals quickly came to us. But if you look at an average francophone, excuse me, he'll be saying that, oh yes, Paul Biya is mute, Paul Biya cannot do this and that, which is a lie. It's a game plan. 2010, when he stood there and was watching at the two maps, very clear. What did he say? What did he say? You know that the game plan of La République du Cameroon and France has been to assimilate us. And so they close up every door with the corruption that I earlier told you that is going on in the world today. You think that a place and people like the Secretary Generals, the former Secretary Generals of United Nations were very different. Very, very different. But the demonic ones today, their mouths have been oiled and they have been sealed that they cannot talk. They have signed a pact that even though they see what is written in their not in the scriptures though, in their articles, they will not follow it. They will not follow it. So now let's cross over to our students. I'm going to start with the article number 14 because they have written a number of reasons why they will not join La Republique in the past. This was done this year. This article was written in 2019. And I don't know how many francophones, of course, who have been programmed for copyright their educational system has been a copyright. I don't know how many of them have had the opportunity to read this article. And please, if you are listening to me and you don't have the article, I would like to forward the article to you so I can translate it put it into French and send it to your friends who are La Republic people so that they can get a little sense. All right, let's go. Number 14. To celebrate 20th May is to continue to promote the stupidity derived from the mediocre educational system and orientation from France that encourages the training of followers, which makes them imagine that Southern Cameroon's Ambazonia can give up its independence and be a special status territory in La République du Cameroon because of fear. So by this, he's simply saying that no matter the gimmicks and the games La Republic plays, Southern Cameroon's Ambazonia must and shall remain and get into its territory. The history of La Republique du Cameroon and Southern Cameroon's Ambazonia that is hidden from Francophones that makes it impossible for Southern Cameroons to be a special status territory in La Republique du Cameroon has been revealed above. So if you read the articles above, you will see there very, very clearly. All that is required is for the never again generation youths in La Republique du Cameroon to break out of imposed mediocrity and think than continue to follow lies and get deceived by the elites because of the educational orientation from France, which makes them look very like zombies. Southern Cameroons shall not bow to the stupidity to be a special status territory in La Republic of Cameroon, irrespective of how many Ambazonians you kill or corrupt with money, as Louis Paul Ajula thought La Republique du Cameroon as he taught in his works. You can see the works, they are clearly written out. I think I'm going to go back and try to read the works so that I can make you to follow the account. It is www.coupsfrance.com. www.coups franc no FRACS franc like a CFA francs. All right, .uk. And it says voici comment la France a déformé les élites africaines par un Paul Ajula. That is by Paul Ajula. The following reasons also count. 1. La République du Cameroon had independence as a Class B United Nations Trust Territory from United Nations General Assembly in 1960, following United General Assembly Resolution 1349, which effectively 1st of January 1960, and Southern Cameroons had independence as a Class B United Nations Trust Territory from the United Nations General Assembly in 1961, following the United Nations General Assembly Resolution 1608, effective 1st October 1961. This one is very, very clear, and the world knows about it. So the independence of Ambazonia, Southern Cameroons, which was restored on the 1st of October 2017, is not a mistake. So anybody who is talking anything out there, you're just wasting your time. United Nations resolutions granting independence to United Nations Trust territories formally don't have varying interpretations. Like mediocre want the youths in La Republique du Cameroon to believe. Number 2, no United Nations General Assembly resolution granting independence to a United Nations Class B Trust territory is bigger, better, or stronger than the other. They are all the same. It is mediocrity and a few corrupt and deformed elites that think otherwise against the facts. And of course, history cannot be hidden. C. An independent country, as per the above resolutions, cannot and should not be a special status territory in another country. Only deformed elites from the mediocre educational orientation described by Natalie Young above can think otherwise and believe they would impose it on Ambazonians with an Anglo-Saxon educational orientation with the gun, because we would be intimidated and frightened and traumatized to be stupid like they are. They are wrong. It goes on to say in the D part of it, Francophones may not know that the special status territory garbage that La République du Cameroon is trying to use to manifest its mediocrity by fooling gullible and corrupt Southern Cameroonians, Ambazonians, is to give up their independence, emanates from the idea of special status territory in France. French special status territories are Martinique, Guadeloupe, and Ile Maurice, the island of Maurice. What makes them special status territories is that they can vote for the French president, but nobody from there can aspire to be voted as president of France. Can you imagine? The mentality behind this rubbish is terrible. That should explain why Mr. Charles Pasqua from France, representing the French president, announced on the corridors of Unity Palace in Yaoundé after the presidential elections in 1990, when Frundi won, that's 1992, when Frundi won, Mr. Biya, that an Anglophone Southern Cameroonian cannot be president in La République du Cameroon. Never. Mr. Frundi was put under house arrest until Mr. Biya was declared president. Madame Henriette Ikwe on Radio Balafon on the 10th of March 2020. That is why they want to make us a special status territory in La République du Cameroon. We would not be fooled again with lies or intimidation from France. We would fight out of this falsehood and mess. Point number 15, why 20th May should not be celebrated. To celebrate 20th May is to legitimize the fake referendum of 1972 and continue to aid La République du Cameroon to benefit from a crime. What is the history behind 20th May that is hidden from Francophone youths and students through intimidation of historians, barbarism, and detentions? In 1962, the Algerian War ended. Algeria became independent, and according to Mr. Eno Meyumese, journalist, Algeria nationalized all French assets in the oil sector. After that, France remembered that it had discovered oil in Lokbaba in Douala, and at that time of unification, large oil reserves had been discovered in West Cameroon. It could not comfortably exploit the oil in West Cameroon when the Biafra War was raging in Nigeria because of a fight to control oil. Eno Meyumese says that France thought that the only way to exploit the oil in West Cameroon was to create a unitary state by putting an end to the federation in Cameroon. This way, it could exploit the oil in West Cameroon through the cooperation agreements it signed with La République du Cameroon in 1959 without question. France came out with a plan to abolish the federation. According to an article published by the Francophone journalist Eno Meyomese, translated and published on Cameroon Post line on the net on June 3rd, 2015, titled Ahidjo's Forceful Takeover. France invited Ahidjo to France and ordered him to abolish the federation. He returned from France on the 5th of June 1972 and summoned a parliament on the 7th of June 1972 and announced the abolition of the federation. Ahidjo, in his mediocrity and semi-illiteracy, his level of education was primary school, presented the abolition to Cameroonians as a way to cut government expenditure in Cameroon, because the federal government and the government then in West Cameroon, former Southern Cameroons, and East Cameroon, former French Cameroon, were expensive to run. According to Eno Menyomase, in the article above, to intimidate West Cameroonians and create fear and panic in them not to challenge the referendum in 1992, Ahidjo lied to the nation that Nigerian troops were about to attack West Cameroon. He used the scare to invade West Cameroon with troops prior to the referendum. Nowhere in history is there indication that Nigerian troops wanted to attack West Cameroon for any reason prior to or in 1972. This was false and demagogic. That's demonic. All right. Ahidjo was a liar. Ahidjo lied about the constitution in 1961. Ahidjo lied prior to the referendum in 1972, lied during the referendum, and lied after the referendum. What mediocrity and what a crime. Eno Menyomase further indicates that the referendum of 1972 was fake because it had only two ballot papers, one having yes and another one having oui, which means yes in French and no, yes in English. There was no ballot paper for no. What a lie. What demagogy in nation building. How can you build a nation on lies? No wonder they are sinking and sinking and sinking. What is most scandalous in the history of La République du Cameroon is that the 20th May, which is the day Amadou Ahidjo, the first president of La République du Cameroon, conducted a fake referendum to abolish federation, and by so doing violated Article 47 of the Federal Constitution of 1961, which is a treasonable offense, is chosen as the national day and celebrated. And this mediocrity does not bother anybody, including the elites, intellectuals, and generals in La République du Cameroon. On the contrary, Southern Cameroons or Ambazonians who complained about such treason, lies, and demagogy and refused to celebrate were usually arrested and put in prison, and it has been so far the last 58 years that this has continued until Southern Cameroons restored its independence in 2017. As we progress in the actualization of our independence, we Ambazonians would never celebrate 20th May as a holiday for the following reasons. One, 20th May is the day that the so-called Federal Constitution of 1961, even though which it was not ratified by the West Cameroon House of Assembly as required, was violated by Amadou Ahidjo, especially Article 47. Celebrating it is a treasonable offense. You should not be ashamed to accept it. It is not true. You should not be ashamed to accept it. It is the truth. Okay, that they have violated it. B, 20th May is the day that following the mediocrity educational system imposed by France in the Republic of Cameroon, Amadou Ahidjo followed instructions from France to violate the constitution of the country they said it was independent without thinking. C. 20th May is the day of fake referendum conducted by Ahidjo with no ballot box paper at the polls, but two papers bearing yes in French and bearing oui in French and yes in English to the referendum question. Hence, the referendum was illegal and thus null and void. You should not be ashamed to acknowledge this truth. It is the truth. D. 20th May is the day the Federation of La Republique du Cameroon and Southern Cameroons, organized and sanctioned by the United Nations, was abolished on the instructions of France because France wanted to exploit oil in West Cameroon and we should not follow them like zombies to celebrate it. E. May 20th is a day of shame for the nation of La Republique du Cameroon, a celebration of fraud, deceit, dishonesty, and mediocrity. Mr. Albert Zongang, a Francophone former member of parliament, explained this better in the TV program La Vérité en Face on Equinox TV on the 6th of May 2021. Mr. Albert Zonga reiterated that celebrating 20th May as a national day is celebrating fraud and deceit. Mr. Michel Biomton, a Francophone web journalist, also explained, like Mr. Zonga, on YouTube in his video Il faut bannir la fête nationale du 20 mai au Cameroun, Michel Biomton, YouTube. He said 20th May celebrations should be banned. F. Finally, to celebrate 20th May is to continue to think stupid, like Atanganji, the icon in La République du Cameroon, that citizens from southern Cameroons who are fighting senseless and baseless bannerism from mediocrity in La Republic of Cameroon are terrorists. We believe the intellectuals, elites, youths, and the never again generation in La Republic of Cameroon would not continue to choose to be and remain mediocre when Nathalie Yam has pointed out the source of their mediocrity to them, le système éducationnel francophone programmé pour échouer, Nathalie Yam, YouTube. Secondly, as declared in the French Senate in 2004, the distorted history of La République du Cameroon shall be rewritten, telling them the truth, and the truth shall make them free. Google report number 104 2013-2014 on the 29th of October 2013 during the 2013-2014 ordinary session of the French Senate. Teachers, do not be brainwashed. Teachers, do not brainwash our children. Ambazonian students, caucus, home front, done 10th of May, the year of our Lord 2023. So read this article, educate yourself, and share with the children. This is some of our history, the Ambazonian Student Series. Well, ladies and gentlemen, I was thinking that this article was written a long time ago, but from the announcement here, it was written on the 20th May of the year of our Lord, this particular year, 2023. I am so grateful that the article reached my hands this very year for me to read it out and and loud and clear on our Amba TV, making sure that you people should know that our Amba TV is out to educate, is out to inform, and is out to clarify a lot of doubts. We have passed the age of, gossip. We have passed the age of just sitting down and backbiting one another and saying this or that and that and that. No, that period has passed. We have passed that period. We have entered into an era where the people of Amazonia deserve and should know the truth. Yes, they deserve and should know the truth. And that is why we are bringing the truth to all of you who are listening to me on this program. So, our telephone lines are open. If I have something to say, something to contribute, and above all, you have something that you want to share with the Ambazonian people as far as this history is concerned, please, our telephone lines are open and we want to hear your opinion. The telephone line is right there on the screen. On the WhatsApp, you can see there is a WhatsApp call. If you pick up your phone right now and call, we will be able to give you the air to talk. We still have about a few more minutes to go, and I'm looking forward and waiting to getting your call so that we can be together. Um, well, as I said, a number of people are not, I don't know what's going on. They can't get us live, but when you get us at the end, you can still make your comment and you can still call me, and I will make sure that we put you on board. Now, while waiting for your call, I want to let you know that um, Ambazonians have bounced back and we have not relented our effort in carrying out what we're supposed to do concerning the struggle that we have. So if you are an Ambazonian, I want to announce to you that after tomorrow, today is Wednesday, tomorrow is Thursday, then Friday is coming, we are going to have the Bui County drafting. That is, the Bui County will be drafting, and would like to have all of us come in there. We know what Bui has been doing to La Republique. They call it a burial ground. Yes, they call Bui a burial ground for La Republique du Cameroon. And we have been telling people on the entire world that the fight and the struggle that is going on in La Republique, we don't. Hello, sir. We are on and we are talking about Bui. Can you tell us what plans and how Bui is coming up very powerfully to stand the genocidal terrorist scout boys of La Republique du Cameroon that have come to invade our land? The microphone is yours. If you are able to speak now, the Ambazonians are waiting to hearing from you.
Okay, thank you very much, Mr. Komando, for this impromptu request. Bowie County, as you know, is a land of warriors, and warriors are always ready.
Yes, the land of warriors.
When coupled, defend their people.
Yes.
As you know, from the lineage of the late FM Chacha to the FM Isubu, now to Major General Takandu. You have likes of General Wonyo, you have General Viper, you have a whole lot of other generals that are still in the battlefield that are ever ready to defend their people at all times. Right. From the local government area to Oku local government area to Vum local government area, Mbiami, and Tukumbo Center, not forgetting Noni local government area.
Right.
All we geared towards this draft. We, the people of Bowie, are anxiously counting on Amazonians to come to our aid. Warriors are trained, they are ready. They've gone through their drills, and right now they're just waiting for more resources to be provided to them so that they can defend our people.
Right.
So that's just a little bit summary of how much prepared they are, and what the Amazonian people need to do to get them to the top.
Okay. Wow. Thank you very much. Thank you very much, sir, for coming in to talk to us about Bowie County. Yeah, like I was telling you, okay, you still have something to say? Microphone is still yours.
Okay. No, you can go ahead.
All right. Thank you very much for joining us in this broadcast today on our Amba history. Like we have just heard, the Bowie County is absolutely a county of warriors. And we have been telling you that the position of Ambazonia was never to shed any blood. And that is why calls have been coming from some people who are genuine and some people who are fake, that Ambazonia should leave protecting their territory and cross over to La Republic of Cameroon, which of course the interim government has refused to hear the voices of these people to
Mr.
cross
Komando,
over.
sorry, I lost the line there.
Oh yeah, sorry. Yeah, as I was saying, the Bowie County has proven to Ambazonians that they are not out to selfishly go around to fight in La Republic's land, because they have enough land for themselves and they are standing to defend it. Some people have come in unscrupulously deceiving, go and fight there, go and do this, but they have stood resiliently to make sure that they defend their land. And so anybody who crosses into Bowie is called death, not because we want to kill, but because you come to kill us and you meet with us. And so we are calling on all Ambazonians to arise and make sure that you give your moral support, your financial support, your material support, and every kind of support that you can boost these young men, who have so sacrificed their lives to defend our county. So it is coming up on Saturday, the 15th of July, 2023. Now, sir, can you tell us what time the draft will be picking up? And right now you can start, sending in your contribution to the Bowie County. Can you just go ahead, sir, and tell us exactly when it will be starting and how people can be of support to this great event that is coming for Bowie County? Over to you.
Okay, thank you again. As everybody is fully aware, this county draft is coming after the federal draft for the zones. They were probably very successful, and with Bowie County kicking off with the county draft, it is as well as of national strategic interest that the spirit of the Amazonians are lifted. And given that the first county to draft is Bowie, we are hoping that the spirit would be even more prominent, given that it is a county that is the flag bearer for the touch as of now. So the draft would be on Saturday, the 15th of July at 2000 Amber. That is 8 p.m. Amber time. The draft will be available on ABC TV, and it will be also carried out live on Zoom and broadcasted on ABC TV. The payment links are already available for those that cannot make it up to the draft event. You can go ahead and pay your money up front already to the county or to the national treasury. The funds would all be available for Bowie County. You just have to label them accordingly. So we are all calling on all Amazonians to join hands so that we can provide the warriors with the materials they need. And as we know, Bowie County is just not the last county, it's only the first. So we are just kickstarting a process that could take us another 2-3 months to complete. We are also hoping that as you chip in for Bowie, so would you also support other counties that would be drafting so when their time comes? as Ma I would always say, Dine and Jangi. So we chip in for Bui. Be ready to get in also your support back when your time comes from the Bui people. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Commander, for coming in to join us in our Amba history today. And so, on that note, ladies and gentlemen, we once again reiterate that the Bui County will be coming up on the 15th of this month. You have heard the details, 8 p.m. Amba time. We shall be kicking off, and it is a call for every Ambazonian to come in and support the Bui County. Now, before I round up with this, thank you very much, sir, and see you next time. Before I wrap up this broadcast, I would like to again remind the Ambazonians that our Amba history seeks to give you updated and proven information which you can go make research anywhere and the truth will come standing tall. Even though the world has become wicked, but God is still God. And Ambazonia and ABC in particular has chosen the side of God. We have not chosen and we will not choose any propaganda. We are choosing but the side of God. And because we have chosen the side of God, we will go with the side of God. And so, thank you once again for joining me in this program of today. We will continue with our Amba history as the days unfold. But remember, these 3 months are very, very pregnant, starting with Bui. You know, you have July, you have August, you have September. I don't know whether October is there, but of course, October is our month of months. So please get ready. This year is going to be very different because God has said something. And we, as I said, we have decided to go with God, not with propaganda. And anybody who comes into fight against Ambazonia, of course, you know the results. It becomes irrelevant. And we have decided not to say anything about irrelevant fellows, but tell you the program that our president, Dr. Samuel Sako, has for Ambazonia. The program is laid out and we are following the program meticulously. We are focused on the program and not on side talks and gossips and other other things that people are doing. Well, once again, thank you for listening. And as I said, our microphone was open and our time is already up. But as this song is concluding, to confirm that he knows our name and knows our land and knows where we are coming from, you have the opportunity in the next 2 minutes to still call in.
You know me, you know my name. Abba Father, you know me, you know my name. Abba Father, you know me, you know my name. You know my name, oh Daddy. Hey, you know me, you know my name. I can see your hand in my life.
We exist and we deserve to be heard. As long as the cloth adorns chests and shoulders, the spirit of Ambazonia lives on, and the hope for a free and united land remains.
Hear your voice in my heart, Lord, I feel your love over me. Every time I look around, now you are the sea. Every time I turn around, now you are the pillow. Abba Father, you know my name. Papa, you know me. Yeah.
Thank you very much, Reverend. Thank you very much. Yes, thank you very much. Thank you very much. And at this note, it is on this note, ladies and gentlemen, people around the globe who have been enjoying ABC, that will come to the end of our program, Amba History. And we cannot get out of the studios without letting you know that the Amba rapper and the pride of Ambazonia from ABC is already moving around very fast. It's going to be the jubilation of the people of Ambazonia to actually use it during the anniversary. All right. God bless you and see you when you see us next on our program. God bless you.